Alright, we're back and we're playing some Ghostface. This is probably my least favorite map in the entire game. And even with this, the game was already pretty annoying before, but then now that it's gotten this change, it's gotten probably even worse. Which it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? So as you can see, I'm trying to go for a stalk pretty early. I don't tend to stalk very much during the mid and end game. I try to just kind of like stalk to try to get it like an early down. Now what Rebecca's doing here is trying to body block to force me to lose the stalk progression, but we're not really focused on her. We're gonna completely ignore her. She really tried, but it's not gonna work. I have no incentive to hit this moron. We can get the pallet, which of course they drop it immediately. They always do, and they waste time blinding. Now the problem is because they're stalked in that way, I can't really injure them and try to follow them. But that's fine because we want to go ahead and check the generators and see if we can apply some eruption. Now mind you, this video is pre-patched, the one that we have here now, where they nerf the boons and they nerf Deadard. So you're going to see a couple of times where Deadard will just save their lives. But I did want to post this anyway so you can still learn something, because I was using a build that was tailored toward the new patch that we currently have now, which is not the best build. Honestly, I've kind of moved on from this build, but it's not terrible, but it's not bad either. So you can see here we tried to moonwalk here, but they just completely hold W because they always hold W. Survivors, you got to remember, survivors don't actually have skill, so they're gonna just do the dumbest play possible that somehow works. I don't know how that didn't hit. So we're gonna go ahead and activate our shroud here, so he doesn't really know where we're coming from. And looping shack this early is just really not ideal, but we want to try to get it down at some point here. Now I didn't actually mean to mark Rebecca at the time that I did, by the way. I was trying to mark somebody completely different, probably the Atom or something like that. And as you can see, we're dealing with, of course, a survivor who does not want to loop. And then now when they try, somehow the pallet drops. Doesn't really matter. We're just dealing with a god-awful map, so it's gonna give the survivors a boost. And that's mainly why I hate this map. It lacks a lot of balance. There's a lot of props and pallet things that just get in your way. But thankfully, I read the vault there and knocked them to the ground immediately. They always try to waste time blinding, doesn't work. We go ahead and hit them. Unfortunately, we lose our stacks. We try to drop them and see if any one of them are going to try to stay close, because I know I heard them close by, but then I could not find them. Rebecca's just keeps going back and forth like a moron. Who cares? We're just going to go ahead and go for the hook here. Now, as I predicted, there was somebody close by, as you're going to see in a second. We knock her down. At this end of the day, I still win. Rebecca likes to pretend she's doing something, but at the end of the day, I still win because I wanted one person on a hook. It doesn't matter who it was. I just want one of them. Because then from there, we focus on that one person to get him out the game. So, now that they're on the hook, we start walking away, trying to follow scratch marks. He immediately unhooks. So what does that tell you? You then go after the person they just unhooked. Because why wouldn't you? They want to unhook. They want to force their teammate out the game. Let's make it happen, right? Now, we try to hit Rebecca there. I don't know what's up with the shack. I don't know if they made it slightly bigger where your lunge doesn't hit there, but I read the vault. Didn't matter. So I'm like, whatever. So we go after this clown, and we knock them down. So they rage quit. And just keep an eye out for that name, Inferno Star, because they're going to make an appearance at the end of the video. Long story short, they sent some messages. So you're going to review those at the end of the video. But we're going to go ahead and try to activate Night Shroud in the main building to see if we can try to catch somebody off guard. We noticed that they're over here by this generator. We're trying to get some stock, but I could not get the lean off of that tree. This map is horrible. They were able to reveal. Doesn't really matter. We're going to go ahead and apply Eruption. They're trying to go for the blind, trying to bait the chase. Ooh, I'm like, it doesn't matter. I don't care. I'm getting free pallets out of it, so it just only works to my benefit. I just let them go. And because they have greedy survivors, we're going to go ahead and get the hit on her. She runs off, of course, holds W. Another reason why I hate this map. It's still so free that you can just run off into the other side of the map. Now, I will say that did work in my favor because it did get stuck, which is perfect for me. You know, because we got to remember the survivors are not very smart, so they're going to get stuck on things, they're going to keep staring at you, looking all lost. So, as you can see, I got maybe one person out the game, and there's still 2 gens to go. Which is extremely unfortunate, but, you know, when you're dealing with as I keep saying, a god-awful map, you're just kind of dealt with what you kind of dealt with. You're dealing with a dog shit map. What can you do? It works in their favor. They can hold W. They'll have plenty of pallets and tiles to work with. They have tons of shit to work with. This map is trash. But with that being said, we can still try to make a comeback off of this. So, because they've been instantly unhooking, we're just automatically going to go right after them. I tried to crouch so it'll be harder to see where I was coming from. We noticed that they finished healing her. That's perfectly fine. We get the hit there. He wastes the pallet, and we break it. We go after them again. Now, we're going to definitely go after her because she was the one that we just hooked. We know Adam is going to probably run off to a gen, but that's fine because we can try to force them to get the save again. So she's just kind of running off, but she's in the open, so we can just get the free knockdown and get the hit with the eruption again. Now, the reason I don't really use this build anymore is because the regression is just not strong enough. Because in most cases, you're going to go against survivors like these who are just going to run across the entire map away from the generator that you want to hit. So instead of getting 18, you only get 10%. Because Jolt is only within that 32-meter radius. Now you'll see me stand here and try to stalk to see if I can try to get the stalk here on Rebecca. On any other map, it would have worked perfectly, but because they're on this map, you'll see here, I'm looking at it, I'm thinking, oh, okay, and then I get stuck on the damn tree. So then they get a ton more distance. In any other map, that I would have been fine, but because it's this map, they made an extra amount of distance, and then they want to get cocky, think they're doing something crazy. It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? You're dealing with, as I've said numerous times, if you're dealing with a shitty map, there's not really a lot you can do. But with that being said, you have to adjust your strategy accordingly, so we go ahead and switch our focus to somebody else. We just keep them away from us as much as we can, and then we focus on the weaklings. So Adam has never been healed for some reason. His teammates are not healing him. I don't know why. Especially that Rebecca, and as you can see, Dead Hard, the most broken perk in the game that we had at the time. Saves his life. That chase should have been done 10 seconds ago, maybe even 20, but because of Dead Hard. So, but we got the hit with the Eruption and Jolt, so that's pretty good. And then we're going to go ahead and hook him next to the generator that went off. Which is right there, and then we can go and look for the other one that's injured because we don't really care about Rebecca. Now, the gen on the left there got done, so we know that where the next person is, most likely either Rebecca or the injured one. And irregardless of who I go after, we'll then have to force the other one to go for the save. Which now we notice that this clown is walking around, so we're going to get the free knockdown. So we go ahead and hook them, and then they're already instantly unhooking, as you can see. So all they're doing is basically getting their teammate killed faster because of the mere fact that they're not letting them sit there for just a second. Like, they're automatically unhooking. So now their teammate is dead. Now there's still 2 alive. And then we go ahead and go after Adam, who's still injured because he does not get healed. They don't heal him. It's just bad teamwork that they're not healing their own team. But we're looking around, just trying to see where they might have gone to heal themselves. We go ahead and look at that gen again. Nothing. And then we go ahead and check this generator. So we notice that Adam is still here and he's also injured, so we're going to go knock him down. But unfortunately, the game wants to lie. And then there you go. Because of that, now his Dead Hard activates again. So, lovely. So I'm not going to chase Rebecca. I literally have no incentive to do so. We're going to go ahead and apply Eruption again. And then we'll go ahead and chase, so that at least if I get the knockdown, it'll apply more regression, which is what we want. Now, as I've said before, this is not a recommended build. If you want to try the build, feel free, but it's not my personal favorite. It's just not. It's not enough regression. It's really not. Like it's a very situational build. You're not really going to be able to constantly get that 18% that you really want to get because of survivors running away. So it is what it is, right? So I had figured, because I'm in chase, quote unquote, the Atom's going to go back on the gen, and which is exactly what he did. As you can see, he wanted to go right back on the gen, and this is exactly what we want. Now, I had thought that maybe the game would give me like a, give me something to work with. But nah, it did not. So we got the knockdown, and we're going to go ahead and go after Rebecca. But if you made it this far, because we pretty much made it to the end of the video now. If you made it this far, I'd like to thank you for watching. If you want to see more educational Ghostface commentaries, feel free to leave a like and subscribe and leave a comment saying, we want to see more Ghostface and stuff like that. And I am more than willing to post it. I do have a guide planned, and I do want to make a definitive guide. But what I'm currently doing is breaking down gameplays so that we can see where I went wrong, where I went right, and try to learn from my mistakes here. Of course, Dead Hard saving lives back in the day. But I'll just leave the gameplay up here so you can kind of see how it ends. But we are going to include the messages so that you can see the Survivor Delusion in full effect. So we catch him here in the main building. I thought I'd drop in a little bit of commentary to, keep it interesting. Gonna hit him with the no, of course. We're gonna hook him in the basement and obviously hit him, slap him up. They need to know their place because they suck and they lost. So they need to know who their killer is. And then also after doing that, I had to go find Adam, who he crawled to the other side of the map for some reason. We hook him and give him the same treatment. Yep, slap him up, and then you go ahead and move on to the end screen. If you like to see the builds that they were running, if out of curiosity, you can go ahead and pause the video around this time here. But I'm gonna just dive right into the actual comments. So just try to imagine, crying, Survivor main, bitching and complaining.
Are there any skilled killers playing this game anymore? Tunneling is for 5-year-olds, FYI. Joke of a killer. I'll wait out the 3-minute ban and ensure you don't get a kill out of me. GG, easy, kid.
You still died, dummy. Heck, I don't get it. Right? Okay, so then he writes,
I DC'd. That doesn't count as a death. I was literally hooked once as you tunneled, no skill immediately.
I'm like, but you didn't escape, therefore you lost. What? What?
You don't have to escape to win.
Which means you died. You didn't escape, therefore you lost, which means you died. I'm at a loss for words. The delusion is hitting levels of incomprehensible.
The game is about everyone making points, not getting a 4K while sweating of gen rushing to feel accomplished.
And I'm like, clearly it is to you. I'm like, they were angry enough to send a message, so therefore they clearly. Because if you think about it for a second, right? If they're DCing, trying to prevent me from getting a kill, doesn't that go against exactly what they just finished saying? That the game is not about getting 4Ks? But then why are you so concerned with trying to DC and say it's not a death if you just said it's not about 4Ks? So how does that make any sense? But you have to understand, this is the classic Survivor main logic. It doesn't make any sense.
Since the match I was in with you, I've already been in 2 matches, so hopefully DC penalty is turned off. If that's the case, joke's on you.
If it's not about 4Ks, why then DC to not get a kill out of me? You make no sense. As I just said earlier, if it's not about getting 4Ks and it's getting points, then why then DC to not give the killer a kill, even though I still get a kill and I still win the game. So I don't get it. And then I also thought about it. I was like, if they were in 2 matches and the conversation must have been maybe 5 minutes, they must have got killed really fast. So I was like, all right, so this guy is just complete dog shit as Survivor. But you got to remember, this is every Survivor, so, or at least a vast majority. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Hope you guys enjoyed the salt here. I certainly did. It was all for entertainment, guys. But anyway, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Leave a like, comment, subscribe, all that YouTube stuff. And if you want to see more of this kind of content, leave a comment, saying you want to see more of it, or if you have any suggestions of what you want to see, you can leave a comment. So, hope you guys enjoyed.